Okay, so yeah, so how do you improve farming techniques? So let's have a quick look at where we are now. In the 50s, the UK was the birthplace, as you might know, of industrial agriculture, ironically called the Green Revolution, and it involved development of chemical fertilizers, which rely on fossil fuels for their production, emit nitrous oxide when used. Pesticides, of course, we've been talking about pesticides, which have been the main driver for the plummeting global insect populations. And insects, ironically, pollinate much of the food, so we need insects. But the systems also involved a lot of monoculture. So monoculture, this idea that we just grow fields and fields of the same type of uh, product, grain, could be grains, could be any kind of product. But when you do that, it's really unhealthy for the soil. So this style of agriculture was transported across the whole world, and particularly very damaging to poorer nations in the 60s. Um, and in spite of this, a large proportion of food is actually still produced by small farms. However, the land they control is shrinking, and industrial scale farms have squeezed them onto less than 24% of the world's available farmland. So one recent paper shows that smallholders with farms under 2 hectares produce 28% of all crops and 30% of all food supply on just 24% of the world's agricultural land. So it really shows that small scale farming can actually be more productive than farming at industrial scales. So why was the Green Revolution so successful? In the short term, it produced a boom in food production and allowed large, powerful industries to take over. So now we're getting a little bit into the policy perspective of food systems. The global harvest of maize and wheat and rice trebled. Um, yeah, so only 24% of the industrial food chain's calories actually feed people. The remaining 76 to go towards inefficient processes of producing biofuels, livestock feed, with the remaining being lost in transport.